Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are going to do an Impact Wrestling review for just a few days ago on the 14th of the month, and we're going to run through that real quickly here. I have not seen Impact on a regular basis in a while, but with this new YouTube channel project, I'm going to be endeavoring to watch on a more consistent basis when I can find a source for the programming. I have to find it online because my cable company does not carry Access TV. Anyway, opening recap basically shows the whole feud between Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan building towards contract signing tonight. I hate contract signings. This is not Hulk and Andre. This is not Hulk and Warrior. This is not Sting and Hogan. The contract signing idea is trite, useless, and is very predictable. Recaps in general, I'm not terribly a fan of. To me, they're lazy booking, and I know everybody does them, but I imagine in the 1950s, 1960s, when television was in its wrestling infancy, as it were, TV goes back to the late 30s, early 40s, but as far as wrestling is concerned, major in the 50s, we didn't have video recaps every program. Somewhere around the 1970s to early 80s, it became in vogue to do. It would be wonderful to see them put on the shelf only for things like maybe a pay-per-view lead-up, maybe a final go-home show, maybe something like that. But if you convince your audience that they can catch it up with everything in video packages, what you've really done is you've insulted their intelligence. Why should they sit through your program every week if they can catch up on it by searching out video packages online? I know everybody thinks they're the world's greatest director when editing these things together, and certainly WWE has contributed greatly to everybody thinking this is a great idea. But for me, at most, there should be one package of program, and even that is stretching it some weeks. Anyway, Johnny Swinger makes his way to the ring, and he, as he has promised, he brings out a young buck in M. Jackson. He introduces Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson is the former Alabama State Heavyweight Champion. He is currently 70 years old, and he cuts a promo that basically tells Swinger that no one wants to drive him around, nobody wants to do anything for him, nobody wants to carry his suitcases or anything else, but lots of people want to kick his tail. Jackson got a lot of offense early, and he hits Hurricanrana's suicide dives to the floor, the old Don Jardine rope walk, and, he's doing amazing things for a guy at 70, but it does make me wonder. Everybody in wrestling school seems to want to learn, suicide dives instead of arm locks and leg locks these days. But when a man at 70 can do one just about as viciously as anybody else, is the ... dive that important? Interesting question. Anyway, Swinger comes back with an atomic drop, a neck breaker, and the suplex for a near fall. Slows the match down, and then we see Jackson come back with a series of clotheslines, a neck breaker, and the stupid 10 punches in the corner spot. Stupid because if I hit you 10 times and you show no sign of any marks, kind of takes away the suspension of disbelief. Anyway, Swinger uses the ropes for leverage and gains the victory. Ace Austin cuts a promo backstage on Willie Mack. He basically says that Mack needs to focus on other things, basically helping his friend and not be focused on getting rid of Ace Austin. He says that helping his best friend is the best he can do. Trey Miguel approached him and told him that Ace was a scumbag. They then go at it with each other, and I guess there's an angle between the two I don't really know about. Doing a little research, I find that I guess Ace dated Trey's mom for a while, and there's some sort of angle related to that. This isn't 1999. This isn't WWE. Let's be creative here, folks. In any event, Shamrock arrives at the venue. Scott D'Amore tells him not to get physical, and Shamrock responds with "Control Your Boy," otherwise known as Sami Callihan. Now, here's the thing. If we are to believe that Scott D'Amore has power within the world of Impact Wrestling, and we also believe that it would be bad for Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan to do any hand-to-hand combat today, why in the blue hell is D'Amore coming out and saying, don't do this? Why isn't he saying, if you do this, you lose your payday, if you do this, we'll suspend you, if you do this, we'll cut your foot off, something with actual consequences. Just asking him not to and towering down in the corner, there's no sense of consequence, there's no sense of logic that a guy who has a history of snapping in real life and is a legitimate famous fighter should even remotely care about listening to this out-of-shape promoter. Just my 2 cents. Let's see. Then we've got a multi-person match that I hate. I hate matches when there's too many guys in there. Anyway, TJP, Falaba, and they end up defeating the Rascals, which is Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz, Reno Scum, Lester the Legend, and Adam Thornstone, and Double XL, Larry D, and AC Romano. Match breaks down with Romano and Thornstone starting the match. AC uses his size to control things early, uses a shoulder and a clothesline, Larry D in, and then they squashed at him in the corner. Several splashes using their weight. Larry D then is sent backwards with a jawbreaker. Wentz comes in off the tag. Lester tagged in and double-teamed Wentz along with Thornstone. Let's see, back from commercial. And Reno Scum still under control in the match. Several moments of near falls, and there's a standing moonsault in here somewhere. Lester hits a scoop slam, and then uses the old Nasty Boy spot with the armpit, and Madison Rayne. Who's doing the commentary, which one thing I didn't stick because of one way or the other. She is fine. But I do like having a female in the booth. I think it's 2020, and I think if we want to increase visibility as well as attendance at wrestling when we're allowed to attend events again, I think every promotion should have at least one woman on the broadcast staff, meaning commentary team, for at least half the program. And I know that when I was involved in the independents, people would fight me on this, but I lobbied several times with several different promoters to have a female co-host when I was doing commentary. Logic being, I figured, hey, if you want women to watch this thing, you might as well give a female voice for them to listen to so that it's identifiable. I got so much pushback from promoters, I finally stopped asking. Renee Young does well in WWE. Beth Phoenix has done on again, off again well in NXT. I think MLW could do it well. I think they've got some women that could pull it off. I don't know if there's a woman yet that could pull it off in AEW, but again, this is 2020, and we've got to be, well, we don't have to be, but it's helpful to be progressive if you want to sell merchandise and put butts in seats. Anyway, Xavier runs wild over Reno Scum, taking them out, and then TJP tags back in. Everyone takes turn hitting signature moves, which is stupid. If they're signature moves, they should be special, and everyone shouldn't hit them all in a cascaded row like we're living a ballet. Then we're back in the ring. TJP fighting with Reno Scum, who go for the Doomsday device, but TJP escapes and hits a frog splash on Thornstone, who was set up by Fale Ba, and the Samoan drop. Good short little match, I guess, but really too much action, not enough character development. If I were a first-time viewer and didn't know who any of these people were, I would walk away knowing I'd seen a lot of moves. I might be impressed with the size of AC Romano, and I might care about TJP because I saw him on WWE before. But other than that, we've just wasted a whole bunch of TV time. Let's see. We move forward to the next segment here, which is, let's see. The North makes their way out to the ring and get in the face of TJP and Bala. I like Ethan Page. Have liked him since his Evolve days. Don't know enough about his tag partner to care one way or the other. Flashback moment of the week to plug Impact Plus. Not a fan of these. If you're reminding us that there used to be higher talent level people here, what's the point of us watching now? I understand trying to push the concept, but even still, it's better to use moments from the current regime, or at least a recent regime, instead of talent who is no longer anywhere to be found. Rohit Raha told Gama Singh that he didn't want to fight Hernandez because he needed to be ready for rebellion. Gama slapped him, told him to respect the decision and think of team, and one day he would turn on the Desi Hit Squad, I think, and it'll be okay. Again, these are talents I don't care about because I haven't seen them before, and as a first-time viewer in several months, no one's making me care. We got another video package featuring the Deaners and cancel culture, say that 3 times fast, which was a recap of Coney Diener and Joey Ryan. Those who know me at any rate know I'm not a Joey Ryan fan. Let's see. Ryan interrupts in the production truck, telling them to stop the video package and play the video he had. The video is of RVD and Katie Forbes in the jacuzzi, and they said they wanted to be there with Joey Ryan, but they had to stay home to be safe from all the toxic masculinity of the Deaners. Okay. Don't really get that, but whatever. Hernandez and Raju with Gama Singh. He has the Indian athlete has a speed advantage to begin with, getting some offense in early, but Hernandez uses his power and then whipped him around, caught him in midair from a dive and blocked a sunset flip. Complete squash match. Hernandez has never been one of my favorite people, and so I respect what they're trying to do with him, but they got a long way to go with that. We then get a new locker room talk with Madison Rayne and Johnny Swinger. Rayne asked him if he really needed to cheat to defeat Jackson, and Swagger said it didn't matter. He got it anyway. Rayne then introduces her guest, Kaylee Ray. If you've never seen Kaylee before, number one, she was also in AEW a while back, I think before they launched their TV show, asked out of that contract to be able to go to Impact. She was having some emotional and mental health issues at the time. If you believe the reports that were written, I don't know her personally, so I can't speak to the validity of those reports, but Kylie says she's happy to be part of the roster, just happy to be there. Excited to make her debut at Rebellion against Kiera Hogan. Madison Rayne then tries to get dirt on Hogan through Kaylee Ray, and Kaylee doesn't want to say anything bad about her. This is basically the Old Bailey gimmick, only done better. It's sad when a lower level company can do your own gimmick better than you can, and that's no shot at Bailey. Bailey does everything as she's asked and does it to the best of her ability. However, her character is currently being wasted on SmackDown, in my opinion, and the ratings seem to bear this out. Anyway, Rayne then introduced Kiera Hogan as a second guest. Hogan tells Ray that she'll never be able to beat her, and then Ray snaps, tells Hogan that she's not very nice, which is, You're not nice would have been an interesting chant. I don't know how far it would have gone. Anyway, when we get footage from another wrestling organization, let's see, Qatar Pro Wrestling, match between Eddie Edwards and Michael Elgin. I'll be completely honest, I skipped the match entirely for two reasons. Number one, I didn't want to support a company I knew nothing about being on Impact Television. They didn't really plug it going in. So to me, it was just lazy. We need to throw film in here. We need to extend the length of our show. So let's use another promotional footage. That's all this reeked of, and it was really, really Bush League. Anyway, X Division champion Ace Austin against Trey Miguel in a non-title match. Match started with good action. Ace drop kicked Trey to the floor, and then followed with Rana on the floor. Down on the floor, Ace grabs control, then drops his opponent under the apron, and then his opponent counters with a Rana. Back in the ring, Ace works him over with kicks, and by stepping on top of him, he then did a snap suplex and went for submission hold. Trey finds his way to fight back and gets a desperation neck breaker. Trey dodged Austin's rush and then hits a missile drop kick to send Ace to the apron. Ace then went over for a disaster kick, but Ace dodged it. Trey went for the disaster kick. Ace dodged it. And then we see an attempt at the fold, but again, Trey avoided it. Trey went back to basics and finally hit a Meteora, but Ace moved out of the way and went for a full foot stop, but again, Ace rolled him over, pulled the tights, and stole the pin. A second cheesy pinfall, and not exactly my thing. Let's see. Then we've got... Then we go to Willie Mack cuts a promo on Ace Austin. He told him not to play mind games. He knows that Ace couldn't get him where he wanted him, and that Rich Swann is a target because they couldn't get Mack when they wanted to. Mack said that this wasn't about the title anymore. It's about showing Ace some respect, and to do so, he beat into him. Good little promo, but again, not enough to make me point down any money if there was money on the line to see the program. Camille Dashwood defeats Tyra Valkyrie with Johnny Bravo. Camille comes to the ring, rushing with offense early, drags her with a head scissors, and then drapes her with a neck breaker. Talia went to the floor, only to be followed by Camille jumping from the apron. So again, they keep the match running. This actually was called the main event. If this is a main event, time to pack it in, guys. They worked hard, but to be honest, there's not much here in terms of depth of talent and such. Talia takes control after 2 minutes, hits a superplex for a 2 count, then she's working over her foe all around the ring, even using the help of her second. Talia hits a running hip attack and then a running double knee for a near fall, and then locks on a single crab that Camille manages to get to the ropes. Continuing her offense, Talia keeps running knees and even choke Camille, but then that doesn't work. Gets distracted early by the small crowd until Camille recovers. Camille then dodged the and blocked an attack and hit a knee lift and a running splash for 2 count. Camille follows to the outside with a double underhook suplex for 2 count, and Talia hits a release German suplex and follows with a spear for a near fall. Back from commercial, Talia has regained control of the match, trying to lock up and a Scorpion Deathlock, but then Camille escaped that. Talia hit a road to Valhalla out of nowhere for the 2 count. Then Talia went to grab a chair, but the referee took it away. The submission allows Camille to get a reverse fireman's carry into a roll-up pin. And after the match, Taya attacks Tennille with a chair. I mean, if this is your main event, it looks weak as heck. But if you're happy with it, I guess that's what counts, right? Anyway, we go to the final segment of the evening. Let's see. But one thing I missed there, Taya pushes down Bravo during her interview time, and with the top. At the same time, then Grace comes out. They save with a kendo stick. Grace takes out Grace, Taya, and Bravo with the kendo stick. And then Tommy Dreamer and Rhino cut a promo on OVE say that's fast, and I thought next week Dreamer and Rhino would find another partner who's in the same voice over OVE. Good promo. A little bit cookie cutter, a little bit stale, a little bit 1998 ECW, if you like that sort of thing, it's all good. Rebellion cards are one down here. I don't know why they're calling something a pay-per-view event or a pay-per-view name. It's just a TV show, but that's them. Shamrock comes down to the ring for the contract signing. Sammy comes in next. Callahan takes the basic promo, making fun of Shamrock's age, and making fun of the fact he couldn't touch him because he'd lose the match. And might be in the ring with him if he touched him early, which gives him now if you want to get him, he's right here. And he gives that Shamrock's after the former UFC success and accolades another wrestling promotion. And then said that fighting him would bring the biggest notoriety to Shamrock has had in a long time. Shamrock completely stoic, doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. Callahan threatens him, and then the lights kept going on with more and more of Callahan's followers approaching the ring. Shamrock chases him backstage, and in the parking lot, Shamrock got a call from Callahan revealing that Shamrock's rival was working for Sammy, and suddenly the whole crowd was ganged up on by Sammy's followers before the show off the air. I mean, it's an angle. I don't know that it does anything to make people want to tune in next week, but I guess if you're a diehard part of the product, you know. This is an average show at best. There's nothing here that if you skipped a week, you'd feel like you're depressed unless you really, really like the Impact product. I want to like it. I want to have multiple choices, and I also want people to have multiple places to work, but this is just 2 steps above a local independent in a VFW hall, at least in aesthetics and looks. And while the talent is there, if they're not handled carefully, they won't be there in 2 years either. And certainly anybody, I would think, would want to move on to a bigger company for bigger paydays. In any event, this has been Scott Golden with Pro Wrestling Logic here on YouTube. I'll be back momentarily with your Raw report from Monday, and then we're going to start the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Retro Series, where we go week by week through Smoky Mountain, which is my favorite all-time promotion, looking at why wrestling worked in the early 90s and is having trouble working now. In any event, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.